Oh, shoot, nah, a lot. He embodies pretty much everything that we do. You know, his encouragement and leadership. Especially for me. I was pretty much raised around him. You know, kind of by him. So, especially for me, he's pretty special guy. He helped me build my career.
Could you give me an example of his inspirational leadership for you?
Always positive. You know, always encouraging stuff like that. Especially like I said, for me early in my career, it wasn't the greatest thing ever. So, and I had a lot of ups and downs, but he always kept encouraging me and helping me become who I am today.
What would it mean to this team to have him play in this game?
Oh, I'm happy for him. I don't know if he expected it or anybody expected it, but yeah, he deserves it, and I'm just ready to play alongside him again.
You expect him to play?
I hope. He looked good to me, but I can't say that. I don't know for sure, but he looked good to me. Yeah.
Josh, what's different about a Super Bowl game?
A game?
Yeah.
It's final. This is it. So it's the biggest stage, and you definitely feel it leading up to it. And that's all I can really say.
How did you feel in 22? Did you, as you look back, were nerves greater than normal? Was it a different kind of day for you?
Yeah, it was a little bit easier in 22. I didn't realize how big it was because it was my first one. I didn't know, how crazy it was, but it's a little bit different now.
What did you learn from that will help you on Sunday?
Rest when I can, because it's some busy days. We got balance, media, practice, everything like that. So rest when I can and just focus up.
A lot of guys on this team have not been in this position like you have. What have you been telling them in terms of the key things to focus on as you go through this?
Sorry, one more time.
A lot of the guys have not been here, especially over there.
Yeah.
What have you guys, as veterans who have been in this position, been telling them to prepare them for this moment?
They already ready for it. They've been playing well, all year and stuff like that. But just enjoy whatever you can. Anything, just find some enjoyment in it, and it'll help you relax. And obviously for the game, that's however you get ready for it. That's on you, but just enjoy the week however you can because it's a lot.
Nick has stressed so many times about keeping routine, but it's really hard to do on a week like this where there's so much oddities going on. How do you maintain that normalcy while also still soaking in the moment of being at a Super Bowl?
Yeah, we still, we still spend time with each other. Like we're going to eat with each other, hanging out, shopping, whatever it is, and we'll have time for meetings and stuff. We're gonna be together, but it ain't gonna be that much different, honestly. Especially in the next couple of days, it'll go back to normal.
Josh, reported that you changed agents. How are you kind of keeping that stuff out of your mind as you prepare for a game? Obviously, it's a big offseason for you, so what's kind of your mindset?
Shoot, I already forgot. You just reminded me. No, that's why I had to get it out the way early because, I'm already worried about this, focus on this game. But, I haven't even been worrying about it. It was a change, and it's done now. I just felt like it was the best choice for me, best move.
AJ told us last night that he believes Howie Roseman deserves a lot of credit for constructing this roster to get it where you are here playing for a Super Bowl. When you saw the free agency moves, do you have confidence this team would make it to a Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, for sure. He always doing his thing for sure. He is. But especially like the OTAs and everything, once we got around each other, we could definitely see, what type of team we could really be. And we just built off of it, and it worked out.
Why is this team better equipped to win this time around?
I don't know. 'Cause we had a great team then too. Like, so I don't know. I can't really. I don't know.
What about the deal with Patrick? You've seen Patrick. His mobility, his ability to get rid of the football. Does it help that you've played him a couple times already?
Yeah, it does. He can make plays anywhere. So I feel like what we learned was we have to make the plays when we can because he can make you pay. So like last time we played on when we did that, we came out on top. But we lost a big one. But so we gotta make the plays count for sure.
How did you react emotionally after that loss to the Super Bowl? Did it hit you hard?
I mean, yeah, it did. It's a blur to me right now. I can't even remember most of it, honestly. But nah, it was tough for sure.
So when offense is getting the ball out so much quicker nowadays, how does that change your approach as a pass rusher?
It's frustrating for sure. But nah, I mean, you change your approach as far as like what moves you want to use. Is it speed? Is it how you want to mix it up? But I mean, it's really one of those things where you can't control it. You just try to win as best you can, and then if he holds on to it, then you get him. If not, then next play.
What it takes, why you think this time around you guys are getting more pressure on the matchup? What goes into that? What does it take to go out to the pass rush?
I mean, I think he's giving us some time. They're covering a lot better and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're covering. So, I mean, I think that's going to be big for us anyways because it's going to be on us because they're giving us the time. So we should be able to get it done. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, teams love winners. You know what I'm saying? Every team looking to change their culture and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely a bonus for sure.
And Josh, you mentioned 2 years ago that
I mean, yeah, but I can't really, whatever happens, happens.
you mentioned 2 years ago how good that team was as well. When you get this window of opportunity, you get the business side of this. Do you see this year as almost a must-win situation because of the roster you guys have in place right now?
I think it's always a must-win. No matter how good the roster is, you still might not make it. So getting here is always a must-win. It's not like, oh well, we'll get it next year, even if we were the same team. Because games can go any kind of way. So yeah, it's definitely a must-win.
And especially on defense, especially in training camp, we had a lot of questions about the scheme that you put this defense. At what point were you confident this defense was good enough to make a Super Bowl?
Shoot, after we played New Orleans, yeah, they had like 90 points in the first 2 games, and we went out there and we got it done. So probably after that game, that's when we got that spark.
I feel like it kept going.
Yeah.
That game where
Yep.
you were consistent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Doing that this whole year, having to help us, and me and CD appreciate that so much. It goes a long way to have somebody in the office or in the building that's able to do that, and especially have fun with it. We're joking, we're laughing, but at the end of the day, we're still putting good work in. I think it was Joe Casper. Obviously, he's done a great job with us too, and I guess he must have asked them one time, like, "Hey, can you help us do this? Run routes. It's nothing crazy, but I feel like they've done a great job doing that." So.
You guys just saw Zack, I guess. What from that experience can you apply to this one?
Talking about Zach. Oh yeah, man. Zach Hurst is a dog, man. Obviously, I mean he has a lot of years under his belt, and he's a really good receiver. Obviously, once you get this far, everybody's really good. So we're gonna have to be matched up with good guys. But I feel like me and CD will get the job done. What's up? Man, just powerful, strength. It's crazy. Just to be able to look up to somebody like that, to a role model.
When I say that, I know in a space like this I've played before that it can be easy to
Absolutely.
for this for fight for attention and
Right.
push Jesus to the side. How important is it to keep it personal?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's very important. Have talks, always have talks about it throughout the week. Yeah, you got here for different reasons, but what's the main reason you're here? And, I always relate back to that. Thank you. I don't think it had a crazy. We all enjoyed going down there. Loved the atmosphere. Really good experience. To be one of the first NFL teams to play in Brazil. That's huge. Part of history. And to start off with a home game in Brazil. it was fun. You know, we enjoyed it. I would love to go back. You know, I love hearing the crowd. You know, so.
You guys were at last week's Sixers game. You missed out on getting downed out by LeBron. What was your reaction to that?
It is what it is. I wasn't really expecting it. You know, I had AJ and Smitty and everybody, so I was like, if he does that me up, it'll be a plus. But you know.
Not here is Dowdy special was a fan side. How much special was that? What does inclusion mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. You know, I have some family friends that have, you know, special needs, and you know, I grew up going to church with them, you know, and seeing them every Sunday, every Wednesday, and you know, it's cool to see, cool to have talks and friendships with them. So.
Thank you, Reed.
Reed, you got a prediction for who's gonna have a big game on Sunday?
I'm not really big on predictions, but you know, I hope all of us have one. I hope Jay Hurts goes yard, and you know, AJ does his thing, and Saquon, you know, and shout out to all of our defensive guys just playing a complete game, honestly. So. Good. How are you?
Tell us about that nickname. What does that mean to you, and when did you get it?
I think I got it my rookie year. I got it for some obvious reasons, but it's just stuck, you know. And then obviously there's nicknames that have transpired through my whole career, which some of them are good, some of them are like, why? How do you even think of that? But no, I enjoy all these nicknames, and I try to embrace them all.
Tell me about CJ. You played your first season in the NFL with him. Having him back on the team, what does that mean to you and the rest of the defense?
Oh, it's huge. Having that emotional type player, we missed that. You know, we missed him off the field and on the field. What he brings to this team is it's different. You know, you really don't see that. You know, it's sometimes, you know, I told him before, I know how he was, like in 22, you know, I saw it from the sideline, whatever. I was like, look, man, I said, you say whatever you want to say, but when I come up to you and I tell you got to chill out, you got to chill out. So, you know, I let him do his thing, man. You know, he's confident. He trusts in me. I trust in him, and, you know, we just have fun with it. Yep.
Speaking of that, when you see this roster, you see CJ come back, and you saw this roster on paper. AJ told us how he doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
You know you're going to make it to a Super Bowl with this team.
You know, I really don't like thinking that far ahead. I've always thought, and I'm sure a lot of other guys thought, just one day at a time. We knew it was going to be a grind regardless of who you have on the roster. You know, we just got to click. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have all the superstars in the world, they got to click. So I feel like that's what we did the most. Like, we built this family, this brotherhood, like I said, starting OTAs, and we just ran with it. Sirianni's done a great job. You know, he implemented in that. We did the leadership council. He put, you know, a couple new guys in there, and, you know, me being a part of it, it kind of opened my eyes, like, okay, this team kind of trusts me to lead in a different way, not a vocal way, but a different way. But, you know, like I said, it starts with Sirianni and what he's built this program by.
When did you know it clicked, that family style?
After the bye week, because obviously you're 2-2, early bye, everybody is, you know, criticizing you for the most, and you can either go down in the dumps big time and never come back out, or you can say it's us against the world. You know, we're going to lean on everybody's shoulder and just go with it. And I feel like we did that, and obviously we ran on a really good run, and now we're here. So
You go back to that bye week. I feel like everyone always brings up the bye week.
Yeah.
What happened in that bye week? Some meeting?
it's just like a wake-up call. You know, we didn't really have a sit-down meeting like, woe is me, but like we knew what we put out, you know, against the Bucks before the game. It was like, that wasn't us. Like, let's just be real, that wasn't us. And like I said before, we're all men, you know, and what's great about our team is like we admit when we make mistakes, we admit when we're wrong, and we're coachable. So shout out to all the guys, man. We started this thing from the beginning, and here we are now. So. Oh, gosh. Well, let me say, Athens, Alabama, it was like 30 minutes away from where I grew up. I just say that because you can see it easier on a map. But I'm originally from Anderson, Alabama, so small town. Probably maybe the same size as Cooperstown. I don't know. But, man, let me tell you, all those blue-collar people work hard every day. My my dad, my mom, everybody in my family included. Got up, went to work, didn't complain, and instilled in me, my work ethic today. And shout out to all the people that allowed me to work on their farms. The long, hot summer days after workouts, hauling hay, and doing all that. It builds character. So.
We spoke 2 years ago. We spoke 2 years ago at opening night, and it was for galvanizing a community of 5,000 women. Do you have any advice for these ladies as they're celebrating milestones like you have right now?
Yeah, just have fun, embrace it. Don't let anybody tell you no. Make sure you have a really good, solid support system. That's with everybody, even me included. Like I said, my parents and everybody else back home, they're the biggest support system to me and my fiance now. I'm glad she's able to experience this with me. So,
And I can't thank them enough. I think when you spread the ball around, I think that makes it difficult on any defense. You can't just lock in on one guy and know he's getting the ball. So I think when teams spread it around, it makes it difficult on defenses. I think just the way we bond together, not only on the field but off the field. And how close we are, with one another and our connection. I think it's a big thing for us, and it's allowed us to play well together. When I was what? I think when I was in college, I think I knew I kind of had a chance to play professionally and play at a high level here, and that's a credit to my coaches instilling that confidence in me in college, and then getting here the veteran guys and leaning on them, instilling confidence in me to be able to help this defense and help this team.
Is there a certain player you model your game after?
I don't know if there's a certain player. I like watching a lot of guys though. Riley Moss, I watch him. He was a former teammate of mine. Pat Surtain, both in Denver. Minka Fitzpatrick. There's a bunch of guys who I like to watch and kind of take things from. I don't really think it was. I don't really think there was any extra motivation. I think, I'm a pretty motivated person, and it might add a little bit of motivation, but I think it was a blessing in disguise, being able to, be here now and playing on the biggest stage in football. I think it was probably 7 or 8 weeks into the season. Just get the more reps I got, the more confident I've gotten on the field. So it took a little bit at first, but I think once we started to play more and more together, I think everybody on this defense got more comfortable. Yeah, I think just the way the program at Iowa is ran, I think it's very professional, and I think it's helped me make the transition to the NFL a lot smoother for me. Just the way I prepare and try to take care of my body and be able to play at a high level.
How do you celebrate your birthday on Sunday?
I mean, I get to play football on my birthday, so that's a pretty good celebration, I'd say.
And then after this celebration with Zack Baun?
What's that?
After the game, you do a celebration with Zack Baun?
Hopefully, if the game goes, how we want it to, hopefully we can. Yeah.
Cooper, which bet have you leaned on this week in terms of preparing for the game, pacing yourself, all the things that go into this chaotic week?
I think it's really all the guys who were here, a couple years ago. Just leaning on them, guys like Reed and Slay and, Ceedee. Just leaning on those guys and, hearing what they had to say, you know, just trying to take it all in while still preparing for the game. Favorite NBA team is the Lakers. I'm a LeBron fan, so I like the Lakers. But my NBA comparison, I'd probably say Ja Morant. Kind of a slasher, can shoot it a little bit and get to the rim.
Last week's Sixers game, LeBron is one of your favorite players. You missed out on getting dapped up on the sideline there.
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't really expect him to know who I was or say hi to me, so it's all good.
Have you been choked on that a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. I loved it. I think it's great for the Lakers. Yeah, I don't know what everybody was thinking there, but you know, I think it's good for the Lakers. What's that? I don't think that'd go well for me.
And Cooper, we were just talking to A.J. Brown about this roster. He said Howie Roseman doesn't get enough credit for the roster he's built. Everyone has a different answer. We asked, at what point did you know this roster was good enough to make a Super Bowl?
I think after the bye week and we started to string some wins together. I think that's when people really realized that we could do something special. AJ's right. Not enough credit goes to Howie, and what he's done to build this roster, bringing in Saquon, bringing in Zack Baun, and all the other guys that he's drafted and or brought in free agency. So, but I think after that bye week, and seeing what we did, stringing those wins together, I think everybody knew that we could do something special.
And especially on defense, we had a lot of questions about the scheme, the young guys on defense, how it was going to click. Do you go back to a particular game where you played well enough, like, all right, this defense is good enough to make a Super Bowl?
I think I don't know if there's a particular game. I think it's really after that bye week when everybody just started to get more and more confident, in the scheme, and we started playing just better and better together, as the season went on, and I think that's a credit to our coaches, just keeping their confidence in us, and all the players trusting the coaching and trusting the guys next to them.
What happened in that bye week then to make all these adjustments to get all those wins?
I think it's just guys looking at the film and realizing we weren't playing good enough. We weren't tackling well enough. We weren't challenging guys at the line of scrimmage. So just really harping on that. Ever since the bye week, I think it's helped us a lot.
You're a defensive rookie of the year candidate. You're a defensive rookie of the year candidate, and you have a chance at winning the Super Bowl. Most people don't get to do both. What does that say about you as a player, and what does it say about this team?
I think it says a lot about the people in our building, our coaches, teammates around me. They've helped me grow as a player and as a person. Since I got here, just to be in this position. In the history of the NFL, probably I'm gonna say Champ Bailey. Favorite TV show? Drake and Josh.
And the artist for the out show that you wanted to see there?
What's that?
The artist that you want to see in the house show, you can cite.
The artist I want to see when?
In the house show.
Oh, halftime show. Who did I want to see?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kendrick Lamar's a great choice. Yeah, I like him.
All right, we're done, folks. We got to go.
Man, I'll be excited. Man, just winning championships at Georgia, you're playing a lot of big games and you kind of get used to it. And you're never too high, you're never too low. You try to stay even keel, especially in big games like this. And you always tell yourself, though, you work for this moment and you earned the right to be here. Man, I'd say Coach push us forward, and he always pushing us to be better, challenges ourselves, look inward at ourselves, and especially problem solving. And that's one thing he talked about, and I think he delivers a great message every week on what we need to do as a team. Like a lot of people, and then the different roles between offense, defense, I just love the way that his attitude and effort and the energy that he brings to the game.
He said you can be really fight seats. Have you felt that?
Oh yeah. They pumped up. No, it's surprisingly not a lot of streaming. It's a lot of circling more than anything. Like the on the jumbotron, a lot of this and a lot of this and a lot of we can't do this. We can't do this, and mostly the things that man. He tell you can't beat yourself, especially in the league. So I think that's just one different thing that I never thought about.
From your point of view, what's the most important thing that you bring to the table that you brought to the season that you can bring to the Super Bowl?
I just say, man, my work ethic and just trying to work hard. And that's one thing that I bring with myself anywhere I go, any team I play for.
Only quick question. First of all, favorite TV show when you were back a kid?
Man, my favorite TV show, you probably ain't gonna know it, but Boondocks.
Okay, that's great. I'm going to give you that.
Oh, okay.
Best player of all time in your position?
Best player of all time in my position. There's so many ways you can go about it, but I mean, my favorite player of all time, it has to be between Von Miller and, man, I gotta say, just the linebacker position, Ray Lewis.
Okay, excellent. Your personal goal?
Personal goal for the Super Bowl, obviously, man, to win. I'm here to win. I ain't got no alternate goals or none of that. Like, I could care less, by any means necessary.
One NBA player makes all the guys do some crazy answers. What NBA player you're most confident you can get a bucket on?
I can get a bucket on?
I got some crazy ones, not going to tell you, but you tell me.
I'm not gonna lie, but I seen Kyrie in person, and he like I f with Kyrie, but I can't do it. Like I could get a bucket on Kyrie.
Arguably the best ball handler of all time. You can get a bucket.
Yeah, I'm not. You said score. I'm going straight to the post. And I'm giving him straight shoulders, and then I'm doing a simple layup.
Let me ask you this though. Game 11, 1v1 make a ticket. What's the final score?
Me and Kyrie? Oh, I'm losing. You said a bucket. That's one. That's one singular one.
What would happen in a 1v1?
Man, I get destroyed. I lose bad. Just because I can't keep doing the same thing. Eventually, he gonna figure me out. So.
And then one more real quick. Who is, in your opinion, the most famous number 3 to come out of professional Philly sports?
Obviously, man, I didn't know anything about that. I picked a number for my mom. Okay. That was her number in high school, and just, like I love my mama, and when I had the opportunity to get that number, he said, it's either 3 or this, and I said, man, that number calling to me, and it's also God's number.
Yes, it is. Have you met AI before?
No, I haven't, but I love to, man. That's like a great in Philly.
3 legends, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have talked about the standard that they set for everybody. Can you give us an idea of how they do set the standard for everybody on the team?
Man, I'll just say, what was your question again?
So Jalen Hurts and the offensive lineman especially talk about this standard, the Eagles standard, like the standard you have to play to and everything you do. Can you give us an idea of how they do set that standard for you guys?
I'll say most definitely up front, they set that standard by, look at the first play of the game. Like our offensive line picked up almost every block, a bunch of guys on the ground, first play of the game, and Saquon breaks it to the house and on a run. So I say our standard is tough, guys fly around, and I'll say that's an example of the standard, the first play. Another example, man, Warren knocking that man to tomorrow in the Green Bay game. That was a big play. So.
Nolan, obviously
Man, I think it'll be tough, but it's part of the game. It's part of football. People do it on us, but they just not successful at it. And when people do it, it doesn't look like the way we do it. And so people get upset that's watching the game, but it's part of the game. And I just know that's like one of the, especially like for a guy like me, I'm light, so you would think I wouldn't want to be down in there, but I bite some kneecaps off, especially when it comes to that. And I like that play, though.
You think the idea that
Is completely out of proportion. And I say, if you think it should be banned, you come do it against me, and I'll show you how I stand you upright, and then do it against Lane, and I'll show you how he'll push you all the way to 5, more than just 1 yard.
Nick Sirianni talked about last year.
How you doing?
Once a dog is always a dog. I've seen you do it all over the field. How does it feel to be playing with your former teammates like Nicole Jalen Carter? How does that feel?
Man, I'd say it's crazy. It's one of those feelings that's surreal that you can really go out there with your brothers, and you know, in the moment you take it for granted because you think they always gonna be there and always gonna do this, and then we had that tragic thing happen in the COVID, and that's why I ran out with his jersey. And I just tell people, like, a lot of times it's bigger than ball. Like, the people I've been hanging out with the whole week, I hold the line, and just happened to 4 of us or 3 of us are from Georgia, so it's really like. It gives you that home type of feeling when you can look next to you and you know what the guy's going to bring next to you and what he's bringing.
Just like you said, you have to cherish those moments. What are some encouraging words that you said to Nicole? How important is it for you guys to reach that championship for you?
Hell yeah, I just told him, especially, man, that second natty that we went to, I told him I know how you feel. And a lot of people can't tell you that, but man, I really don't know your pain right now, but I know how you feel inside. And bro, if you ever want to talk and stuff like man to man, you know, that's what a lot of it comes to. That's why we can push each other so hard, because we kind of, you know, go through those struggles together with each other.
Speaking of struggles, when you had the season last year and the way it ended, Nick Sirianni just said you guys embraced that adversity. And these guys are saying maybe it brought you closer together. How have you felt like the mission of this team overcoming Super Bowl loss 2 years ago? You weren't here for that, but last year as well, and collectively became closer together.
Man, it got really real last year just because, you know, you get to see guys make their last game speech in the locker room, and I didn't want that to happen just for Kelsey, you know, man, that's kind of tough. And that's like my first year in the league. So, you know, I'm just really going through it and learning about it and taking it all in at that moment. And that was my first playoff win and first playoff loss. And then, you know, a person that I feel like brought me into the league because his mom announced me, then I got to see him leave. I only played 1 year with him. You know, it kind of hurt. And especially Fletch, man, you know, when Fletch talked, and you know, he was more upset more than anything, and he just, you know, kind of, you know, handled it in the way Fletch does it, like a man. And, you know, he came by and hugged every one of the D linemen and then shook our hand. And so that was his way of saying goodbye, but I didn't know, you know, I thought guys did that every time.
How has that fueled you this year as a team?
Man, I just don't want that feeling for nobody. I just don't want that feeling. And, you know, like people say, it's one to go home. So, and that's what we're trying to do, going 1-0 every week. And this is one of the weeks that we still got to just go 1-0.
Say hi to people from Mexico and all over the world. They're here.
Yo, no, I haven't had a piece of candy. I usually don't eat candy. Now I don't eat candy because I want to keep my teeth white. But at this point, you know, I still don't eat candy.
Whenever you're ready.
I give out the big chocolate balls on Halloween, so I am a producer of it, but it's kind of bad. But yeah, the sacrifice in the game is crazy. You know, it's a lot of guys that eat healthy, like eat different things. You know, I eat a lot of wild meat, so that's why I feel like I get a lot of strength. You know, I'm from Savannah, Georgia, right here in New Orleans, and man, I just feel like it's a lot of struggle that people don't know about.
Say all of them.
You had game in Brazil plus the snow game, a lot of like difficult footing situations. What can you say about your equipment staff and the way that they prepare you with like the right cleats and the right molds, and what kind of crew is that?
Man, we got a great staff, you know, just a great group of guys who help us get ready for the football game.
2 years ago, these Eagles lost in the Super Bowl. last year their season didn't end the way they wanted. They talked about kind of being on a mission. How did you sense that as soon as you came into the Eagles organization?
Last year didn't end the way we wanted it to, so this year we just want to come with a vengeance.
Did you feel that as a collective, like when you came in, you feel it from the leadership and everything?
Yeah, I can feel it a little bit. Yeah.
What does that say about the standard that these guys have set, the veterans and everybody here, that all of you follow that? What does that say about what they do?
Yeah, that we just want to be here, at the Super Bowl each and every year.
Last question. I came a little late, sorry for repeating questions. Chiefs are a master of motion, moving wide receivers around, and that's with a lot of teams. The Eagles' communication front center, from Mike linebacker all the way outside corner, has been fantastic this year. What kind of challenge does the movement pose to y'all pre-snap and post-snap?
I'd probably say the biggest thing is just, with a lot of motion, just seeing the final picture and seeing what the final picture is telling you, and then that'll kind of tell you what's expected to be coming.
When you go into these huge games that you're playing in, first year in the NFL, how do you stay so calm? What do you lean on?
I just lean on my veterans and just lean on my teammates. Yeah.
You picturing success like Nick Sirianni said in his team meeting? What do you picture as far as your success?
Just picture a good team win. Yeah.
How have you grown from the last Super Bowl?
You said the last Super Bowl? I went here, so. Yeah, I was in. Yeah, no, you straight.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
Who on the team has the best jump shot?
Probably Slay.
Who is it?
Slay. Yeah.
What was your reaction to the Luka trade?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I guess I have been because I didn't know there was a train. That little track. No, they probably shut that down. No, they haven't? Or shoot. Oh, I've been sleeping fine then.
Jordan, how do you guys keep it light and keep getting ready for the game? Did you have this nice to see?
Yeah, I've done a couple walkabouts, especially when we first came here. Got trapped in the Lavalier store. I don't know if you know what that is. A little facial place in the outlet underneath or right next door here. And I was trapped there for about half an hour. They were trying to sell me on a couple products, and I just didn't have it in me to just get up and walk out. But I just kind of told the lady, hey, I'm late for dinner. I've got 5 minutes. That's all you got. She was kind enough to let me leave. So.
You guys this week has been don't go chasing.
I think it's sort of the same thing, just being present in the moment. Not making the moment bigger than it is, and don't go chasing waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Jordan, you obviously have a ton of admiration for Stout.
Mm-hmm.
How did he, as you look back, take a rugby player?
Shoot.
This kind of a powerful tackle?
Well, thank you for that. I have no idea. That is a Jeff Stoutland question, but I will tell you this. The person and the coach that he is, the passion and care that he has for a player, and not even just for me, just for everyone in that room, is probably what sets him apart. And from every other coach, just he cares. And his biggest fear is his biggest fear is when we're not prepared as players. And so I think he uses that as motivation to be the best coach that he can be.
When you look around that offensive line, he's had an great responsibility.
Yeah. More passion, more energy. Sorry, it's a little joke. I know you guys know it. Yeah, I'd say that, man, just the passion that he has. That's special. When a player can see that a coach cares, like he truly cares, and he's not afraid to tell you how bad you are. You have to be willing to accept that coaching because it's coming from a place of love. He grew up with tough love, and that's how he coaches. I grew up with tough love, so it's probably why I was able to transition the way I did, because I was just used to that. That's just how my dad was. So I think when you see that love being physically portrayed through his actions, through his words, the player will go 1,000 miles for him. It's pretty fun. I've been pretty honored to be coached by Stout, and I think he does a great job of coaching the technique and detail of the run game and the schemes and the techniques that should be applied in that run. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, we knew what we were getting in Saquon when we first got him. Just didn't really know the ceiling that we're going to go to. It's hard to tell, just especially with, again, this was part of blocking you guys out was, is the Philadelphia Eagles O-line going to replicate the same, style of run game or pass game because Jason Kelce retired? We kind of blocked all that out. We're like, we know what we have in this room. We know the coach that we have. He's not going to, set us up for failure. He's always going to keep going and keep coaching as hard as he can. And I think that's a big reason to why we're successful is the coaching, to be honest. That's cool, but Donald's not on that field, mate. But, that's cool. But, again, that's blocking out the noise. What am I going to do thinking about Donald Trump? How's that going to make me win the game? So. Louis Reese? No, I did not. A little busy. Sometimes I don't even speak to my family, so yeah, they haven't. Yes, ma'am.
Last night, Jalen Hurts.
I was surprised he didn't travel with us, to be honest. But it does feel weird without Kelce, man. I think when you get to know him on a personal level, you kind of miss that when that presence because you know him on a personal level. So, yes, definitely missed him.
Last night, Jalen Hurts said that Super Bowl loss really lit a fire in him. Mm-hmm. And then Nick just said last year that collapse, he was actually grateful for it because you embraced the adversity of that. How much did you grow together from those losses and everybody kind of jump on board with the mission?
After a year like last year, you kind of, heading into the new year, you kind of don't want to repeat that. You don't want history to repeat itself in that way. And I think a lot of fire under a lot of guys on this team that are still here, part of this team now. And, I agree with what Nick said and what Jalen said because you have to want to, get to the highest stage you can, but you can only do that if you learn from your mistakes. So.
But like Lane said, it can make you or break you. So did you see the team really become closer together to overcome
with the guys who were here last year? Yes, absolutely. We became closer because of that. Just because we're all professionals, but we all want to win. And last year just wasn't up to the standard, and we're not going to let that happen again. So the guys who were here last year definitely, we're all a little bit closer, just going through that adversity. Somebody who understands your circumstances.
Close, okay.
Hi, Zach.
Hello.
You were drafted here by the Saints. They let you walk in free agency a couple months ago. And not only are you here to try to win your first Super Bowl, you're also coming back as an all-pro. How does that feel?
It feels good. Very familiar being back here in the city. I love this city. My wife loves this city. My son was born here. A lot of good memories associated with the city, and it's pretty cool to be back here.
How did it feel that the Eagles made a play on you really, really early in free agency? They were completely sure about you. What does that say about this organization and the importance that they've placed on defense as well as on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, it was cool. They were on me right away in free agency as soon as it opened up, and they had a vision for me, and they said I had an opportunity to make an impact on the team, and that's all I wanted to do. Very interesting, a lot of feelings, even the smells bring me back to certain periods of time. But it was cool to see some of the athletic trainers and the equipment people that are here in New Orleans. It's cool to be back.
What does it smell like?
I don't know.
About the challenge about facing that duo of Mahomes and Kelce, and just seem to be always on the same page.
Yeah, they have a great connection. Two really, really, really good players who have been doing it for a long time, and obviously been in this situation before. Great connection, and it's difficult to go against because you're forced to play that second play within the play. You have the play that's called, and then the play that they run and they make up. So it's going to take all 11 guys.
Zach, I know you already played a game in the Super Bowl. What was it like just even last night walking on that field and seeing I'm in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, was more comforting to me knowing that I've played a lot of games on that field and been in that stadium a lot of times. So, and then as far as being in the Super Bowl, just not making it as big as it is, kind of minimizing it in your mind and just not go chasing waterfalls, really.
Hey, Zach, we were talking to Nick Sirianni, and he talked about this team, this collective, embracing adversity. And they lost in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then they had the collapse last year. And have you got the sense when you came here that you felt that mission? You kind of joined in with that mission?
Yeah, when I got to Philly, it was like I could feel the heartbreak and the uncomfortableness of what was going on, what they had experienced last year. Obviously, I wasn't here to experience that myself, but immediately I could tell that this team was on a mission to do something special.
And have the young guys and the new players kind of follow that, the lead of the team and the veterans who went through all that?
You're spot on, exactly that. You take after what the head coach is saying, what the former players, what the current players are up to, and just hop on board and got to go complete the mission.
Zach, I think most of the football world is seeing what you're doing this year. Just are you surprised by this at all? Like, did you know that this was coming?
I knew physically I had the capability to be a pretty good player, but it just took me a while to get going mentally and transition from different positions on defense and try to get used to coverages, schemes, run fits, my eye progression, stuff like that. So physically I knew I had the tools. It was just getting in the right situation and being in the right headspace to do it.
Zach, your defense faces more no-huddle plays than anyone else this season. How difficult is it to communicate in those situations? And do the defense often repeat the same play just out of simplicity? Is it not enough time?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. As far as no huddle, it's a tool that the offense can use to get defense off track, teams that communicate a lot. And we're one of those teams, so we know what we're going to see. We know we're going to see no huddle, and we got to it forces us to make our communications really fast, and we do it in practice a lot.
Just one of the guys. I mean, I think that's how he is. So, everything was natural, everything was fun, and yeah, man, we put a lot of time in, and he's really had a great year.
How would you describe Kellen Moore's leadership style and just how he's commanded that room this season?
Yeah, Kellen's a great offensive line. I think what he's been able to do this year has been outstanding. But I've got to watch him from afar growing up. When he was at Boise State, and so obviously his accomplishments as a player. But I've seen him as well when he was in Dallas and what he was able to do there. So I think he's truly a great leader. In our meetings, I feel like we accomplish a lot, and we're very efficient with our time. And he makes it very easy for us.
Is he someone that's able to command accountability and all
yeah,
that stuff like that?
Yeah, most definitely. And there's times when he does it there in our meeting room. So. And this is my first time getting to, my first year with him, so it's been fun. He establishes a presence, and man, we trust in him with everything.
What does a dominant running game do for an offense? What attitude can that
Well, it can definitely help the time of possession. It definitely helps the offensive line if you can make the guy on the edge who doesn't want to necessarily play the run, they want to get sacks, and so if you have to make them honor that and then try to mix up the pass game with it, it makes it a lot more difficult for them than just a true drop back, where they become truly just pass rushers. So it helps everybody.
The whole narrative that the running back position can be anybody can just step in, dime a dozen things from a couple of years ago. What do you think that Saquon and Derrick Henry this year have done to kind of change that altogether in the overall business of how running backs are going to get paid and what the running back position means to an offense?
Yeah, there's outliers, and I feel like everything is cyclical. I feel like those few years that teams were, getting guys in later rounds or maybe somewhere and still having great success. But, there's a lot of common denominators, and I think it all takes – you have to have some talent, both O-line, D-line. But, we talk about Saquon and Derrick. I mean, those are two guys that are truly unique. And, but – hey, I'm all about the running back position. I'm all in favor of the running back position. Nobody loves the running back position more than me, so believe that.
On that note, it sounds like a couple of you guys went to Nick early early in the season, maybe
Yeah.
the bye week, you kind of said like we need to roll with Saquon more. What do you remember from that? What was the message?
Yeah, it wasn't like a fireside chat. It was we were in the offensive meeting room, and we were 2-2 at the time. We wanted to find out how we could be a better offense, score more points, and I would say it was pretty similar to 21 when we played the Lions, and so I would say it's a pretty similar situation.
Wayne, Nick Sirianni said that you guys embrace it.
We all did. We have the coach calls the leadership council, so it's a group of probably 12 guys, so pretty good amount of the team.
Nick said you guys embrace adversity, and you said last week in Philly that through adversity you become closer. Did you sense after the Super Bowl loss 2 years ago, what happened at the end of last year, you guys really grew from that, grew closer together?
Yeah, I mean, I think, with any adversity, it either, makes you or breaks you, but I think it's something that we definitely learn from. And I think the team that wins usually has the fewest mistakes, and there's a reason that Kansas City has been here, 5 of the last 6 years, because they don't make many. And, I mean, we definitely, the hunger's there. It's been there. It was motivational for the, at times, but coming in this week, man, you have to be so in the moment. You can't be worried about what's going to happen, what has happened in the past. You gotta go with it, man, and go for it.
Did you sense the younger players on this team jumping right in, taking your leadership, and kind of being a part of that mission?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, the guys we drafted, you don't have to tell them much, man. They're wired wherever they came from. They have no issues with working. You don't have to tell them much. So, they're great competitors, and really, hey man, it's good to see guys like that.
First was now obviously the backup quarterback at OKC. I wonder, what was it like playing with him? Like when he was out of the